Welcome to semi-finals time here on Robot Wars Grand Champions. It's getting down to the wire as 8 of our semi-finalists will be battling out today to see who's going to be top of the scrap heap.
Tonight, the reigning champion Chaos 2 puts his unbeaten streak on the line. I'm your host, Joni, and we are now down to the Sweet 16. The 2 robots who survive here tonight will go on to fight for the title. It's the semifinals of Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's let them loose.
And here are those 16 semifinalists, 8 of which will be fighting today. We're gonna see the undefeated Chaos 2, the huge flipping power of Steg 2, Tornado's low center of gravity and major pushing power, Really Big Cheese with its really big flipper, Pussycat with a blade of doom, Thermidor 2 with the old lobster routine, Firestorm 2 with that patented wedge, and last but not least, the piercing power of Dominator 2. So here's today's lineup for round 1 of the first semifinal. We're going to see Firestorm 2 up against Dominator 2, Thermidor 2 against Pussycat, Really Big Cheese against Tornado, but first up, the undefeated Chaos 2 against Steg 2.
From Ipswich, seed number 1 and reigning champion, Chaos 2.
The awesome, undefeated Chaos 2 with George Francis, who's put his blood and guts into this pot, and it shows. Chaos 2, the one to watch.
Hi, the Chaos 2 team. We've flipped our way to semi-final.
The robot's exactly the same as last year. Powerful flipper, good traction. We're last year's champions, and we hope to do it again this year.
From Romsey, seed number 7, Steg 2.
Steg 2, just a pound heavier with those beautiful low-profile wheels. He's got a pneumatic flipper, too, so it should be an even battle. We'll see.
Hi, I'm Rob. This is Pete. This is Danny. This is our robot, Steg 2. Received a little bit of damage getting as far as we've got. We're now through to the semis. We've had to make new polycarbonate top because it got a bit damaged, and our tail is being repaired at the moment as it got a little donk in it from Mortis, but hopefully it'll last to the final.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Chaos 2. George Francis, Ian Swan, and Richard Swan. And Steg 2. With Rob Heisman, Dan King, and Peter Rowe.
3, 2, 1.
So the semis work like this. 8 bots are gonna fight it down for 2 spots to be in the finals. As Chaos 2 sizes up his opposition, look at the speed on that wing, and Chaos 2 takes advantage of that wing being up on Steg 2 and flips Steg right around. But there's a lot of power in that wing of Chaos 2 as Steg 2 exercises some of its motor skills. Flipping Chaos 2 over, but Chaos 2 right back up on its wheels. And look at that, right back and put Steg 2 up on its side. Not much of a self-righting mechanism on its side. Even if it was upside down, it wouldn't do too well. This could be a quick and early outro for the Steg 2 team as Chaos 2 is spinning around in elation and the house bots are moving in. Wow. Well, it was going to be a battle to see whose CO2 lasted the longest, but I think George Francis and co. are a little happy about that one. As Steg 2 hits the flipper, Chaos 2 proving its worthiness to be in the next round. As Steg 2 goes out, Chaos 2 goes through. Next up, Really Big Cheese against Tornado.
From Huntington, Tornado.
Tornado in at 172 pounds. He's got ramming spikes. He's got major power. And just look at that low center of gravity.
Hi, I'm Andrew, this is Dave, this is Brian, we are Team Tornado, and this is our robot Tornado. To get here, we beat Caterpillar, Berserk 2 and Gemini. At the end of the heat, we had a little problem with our drive system, but it's all fixed now, and we are ready to go.
Rob Langport in Somerset, the number 15 seed, Wheelie Big Cheese.
Wheelie Big Cheese looking like a medieval AA fueler. In at 175 pounds, spiked wheels, and that flipper we all know about. Let's see what they can do.
Hello, I'm Roger, that's Paul, and that's John. This is our robot, Wheelie Big Cheese. Toughest robot on the block. All built out of titanium. It's virtually indestructible. Since the last heats, we've improved its handling somewhat by taking out the delay in the controls, and we've now got the GT version, ready to take on anything.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Tornado with driver Andrew Marchett, David Gamble, and Brian Moss. And there's Wheelie Big Cheese with designer and driver Roger Plant, Paul Otten, and John McHugan.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, it's power against flipper here. Look at the wheels spinning on Wheelie Big Cheese. As Tornado, it just got so much evasive speed. Wow! He almost went out of the arena. Wheelie Big Cheese just loaded up on that wing, took that flipper up to the heavens, and went ballistic on Tornado. Unbelievable! Wheelie Big Cheese is in the really wrong corner there as pieces are flying off the wheel in Matilda's corner patrol zone. It's not looking good for Wheelie Big Cheese, who's got a really big alignment problem as Tornado is pounding. You would have never thought it would have gotten like this, looking at that flipper action on Wheelie Big Cheese in the beginning. If he'd have got Tornado up and over that rail, it might have been a whole different story. Instead of the fondue action we're getting to witness right now. Wow. Team Wheelie Big Cheese had a good old start too, but Tornado was just too awesome. But there's a bit of smoke coming out of Tornado too, which means they're gonna have to do some work in the pits if they make it through on the judge's decision as the time runs out. And the judges go for Tornado. Wheelie Big Cheese is out of there. More mayhem and carnage after the break. Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champion, where Chaos 2 eliminated the chances of Steg 2 going through. And then we saw Wheelie Big Cheese and Tornado trading equal punches until Matilda got a taste for cheese and Tornado breezed through. So there it is. Chaos 2 and Tornado go through to the next round. Next up, Thermidor 2 up against Pussycat.
From Gloucester, seed number 19, Pussycat.
Pussycat in at 176 pounds has got a great wheel setup that can flip either way, and he's got lots of speed and a spinning disc to boot.
Hi, we're Team Cold Fusion. Today we're joined by Robin Herrick, our team captain. These are the guys we've taken out so far. We've taken out Razor, Reptilitron, Milliambug, and Robo Chicken. We're fighting Thermidor next. It'll make a nice change to have lobster.
From Norwich, Thermidor 2.
Thermidor 2 with that big CO2 flipper. He's got some really strong claws and, like a crustacean, a breakaway shell.
Hi, we're Team Lobster and this is our robot Thermidor 2. My name's David, this is Eli, this is Ian. It's got a top speed of 15 miles an hour. Our main weapon is our flipper. We've also got these powerful claws. Since the heat, we've had to strengthen this bracket, as you remember, they sort of either snapped off. Hopefully that won't happen again.
Stand by.
There's Pussycat with Nuclear Inspector Robin Herrick, Alan, and David Gribble. And there's Thermidor with David Harding, Ian Harvey, and Eli Kirkpatrick.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Pussycat had some major speed in previous rounds, but he lost that blade to a sideways impact, and Thermidor takes the advantage with a bit of flipping action. Thermidor gets right under Pussycat, but like the cat, it's always going to land on its feet, and it does. Thermidor and Pussycat are really going at it. Thermidor just gets under Pussycat and knocks him up into the stratosphere. Well, Pussycat better come up with some strategy or some offensive movement because Thermidor is just having everything go its way. Right now, well, Refbot gets in the way, and Pussycat and Thermidor in a little headlock. Look at that beautiful design. I love it. Pussycat up on two wheels. Thermidor still the aggressor here. Pussycat's just trying to fend off any damage. That blade isn't really having much impact on Thermidor at all, which is a real shame. But those claws on Thermidor aren't really doing much either. As Pussycat gets on the front of Thermidor, Pussycat digs right into the shell of Thermidor. That's the first time we've seen any damage from that blade. Look at that, right through. And Thermidor's wheels are pretty well shredded as well. So there might have been some contact with that blade we hadn't seen before. Wow, now it's starting to even out towards the end of the round. Those Thermidor claws aren't doing much, and if this has to go down to a judge's decision, they'll be going on damage, control, style, and aggression, of which both of them have shown quite a bit in this round at different times. But Pussycat looking the least burned out, the least thrashed, and Thermidor definitely beat down to the grisound. So there it is on a judge's decision. Pussycat definitely the aggressor with a lot more damage. Thermidor 2's out of there.
Which badass bots will dominate? You don't want to miss the robot rampage as we race towards the finals. It all happens next.
Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champion. If you just joined us, you would have missed Thermidor and Pussycat taking it down to the wire on a judge's decision, where Pussycat had a lovely lobster dinner. And there it is. Pussycat joins Chaos and Tornado in the next round. Next up, Firestorm 2 up against Dominator 2.
From Hunting, Dominator 2.
Dominator 2, when at 176 pounds, has got an awesome pneumatic axe and plasma nitride-coated titanium shell. Cool.
Welcome to Dominator. Previous battle, we put the axe through 101. In the tracks, all over his casing. We're looking forward to doing it again. Modifications, these tyres. Plenty of grip, plenty of pushing power. We're not only going to axe them, we're going to push them.
From Durham, seed number 5, Firestorm.
Firestorm 2, in 176 pounds, he's got that gnarly pneumatic flipper. Definitely worth staying out of the way of, but they better watch it on the CO2.
Hiya, I'm Alex Mordew, I'm Graham Bourne, and this is Firestorm. Still a little battle weary from its previous fights, but we've still got our flipper, and we've still got our speed. So we're ready to go on and win this.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Dominator 2 with Peter Holloway at the controls, Chris Hall and Paul Tolliday with him. And there's Firestorm 2 with mechanical engineer Graham Bone and Alex Mordew.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Here we go for the last of the first round eliminators. A little dance around the middle with Firestorm and Dominator 2. Firestorm immediately gets underneath Dominator 2, flips Dominator 2 up on its side, but he's got that self-riding axe that put him back on his wheels. Fortunately, Dominator 2 with a little crowd help. And now, Dominator 2 with burying that axe into the flipper of Firestorm. That's got some major penetrative power, that spike, as it comes down from over 4 feet in the air. Look at the speed on it. The shunt lets them know to stay out of the corner. Firestorm 2 goes right under Dominator again. It puts Dominator on its back. Well, they've got a self-right mechanism if they can use it. Firestorm's trying to help him out a bit, get it back on his wheels, and he did it again. Firestorm with that flipper trying to pull Dominator 2 out of the way. And now it looks like a major full Nelson here on Firestorm as Dominator 2's got him in the clinches. Dominator 2's not going to lift that axe up if he knows what's good for him. The audience is screaming for the pit. I don't think Firestorm's out of it yet, though. No siree. Firestorm gets under Dominator 2. pushes him back. If he can just get on with that flipper, he might really have some chance here. That wedge and the power of Firestorm has been enough to keep Dominator busy. Dominator's now on the chase and buries that axe into the arena floor, grabbing nothing but air. Firestorm pulls Dominator over the fire. Well, Firestorm has had all the great first attempts to put Dominator up on its side. He just doesn't know how to finish the job. And now he's trying. He's got Dominator up against the rails, and he's going to try to run that flipper as the time is counting out. I don't know if that counts as immobilized. We'll have to see what the judges have to say. But, oh, Firestorm still having an extra dig. Another really close battle. The judges are going to have to think long and hard about this one. And they go with Dominator 2, who must have inflicted more damage, but the Firestorm boys ought to be burning up about that. Which brings us down to 4 bots for round 2.
This is the Grand Championship semifinals. We've got more Robot Wars action coming up next. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Robot Wars, where Chaos 2 go through. Willie Big Cheese and Tornado had a good scrap, and Tornado came out on top. And Pussycat and Thermidor had a big old battle, but the cat landed on its feet. And Dominator 2 squeaked through on a judge's decision. Here's how it lines up for round 2. Pussycat up against Dominator 2. But first up, Chaos against Tornado.
From Ipswich, seed number 1 and reigning champion, Chaos 2.
Chaos 2 and George Francis and co. Definitely the ones to beat.
From Huntington, Tornado.
And Tornado, the compact battering ram, should inflict a bit of damage himself.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
One of these 2 bots will go through to the final. They're both looking mighty hungry out there. Tornado and Chaos 2 sizing each other up with quite a bit of speed. Chaos 2 testing out the stability of Tornado with that flipper. But Tornado will always come down on its feet. There's not really a weak spot on him. He's got plenty of strength in the casing, but he can't keep himself from flying out of the arena, which Chaos 2 manages to do. Oh, Chaos! What great driving by George Francis. There's a good reason why these guys are such dominators in Robot Wars Grand Champions. Just look at Chaos 2 and that CO2 flipper giving proper airtime to the Tornado boys. Wow, up and out of there. So Chaos 2 does a little storm chasing and makes it into the finals, where they'll be joined either by Pussycat or Dominator 2.
From Gloucester, seed number 19, Pussycat.
Pussycat with the wheels a-spinning. The crowd likes this one.
From Huntington, Dominator 2.
And Dominator 2 took a lot of flipping in previous rounds, but no damage.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go for the second place in the finals. Dominator 2 backing into Pussycat, and something flies off. We don't know what that was, but it was yellow. Oh, it was the front nose cone. It looked like a Dominator 2. So Pussycat finally gets some damage in with that blade. As Dominator 2 buries the axe and tries to bury Pussycat into the corner patrol zone with Matilda. Almost got him up over the rail. Well, he better get out of there if he knows what's good for him. It's the first time we've seen Pussycat without any traction whatsoever, and they are just pounding him in the corner. Pussycat gets out of trouble for a second, but Matilda's out there guarding the corner patrol zone. Rapbot gets out of the way, and Pussycat gets to live another day. Well, the 9 lives are working here for the Pussycat boys, as Dominator buries that axe one more time into the back of the drivetrain of Pussycat. And now Pussycat gets out of trouble again. And I think Pussycat wants a revenge as it buries that saw right into the wheel well, right into the tire, right into the end of the casing. They are just going to town on Dominator Dominator 2 now. Oh, Dominator sustaining some major damage here as Pussycat driving that blade straight into the tire. Well, they're going to lose air out of that thing, but I don't think the traction's been diminished. Dominator 2 is going to fight this one out to the end, no doubt. But the blade on Pussycat is lodged into the side of the casing of Dominator 2. RefBot comes in to break him up. And it's all over. This is going to have to go down to a judge's decision. I wouldn't want to be a judge. Look at that. From the beginning, Dominator 2 was doing its namesake and dominating, and then Pussycat got in with that blade and nearly scratched the eyes out of him. Oh, and the judges go with Pussycat, who joined Chaos 2 in the finals.
After upsetting Razor in the second preliminary heat, the feline claws his way into the Robot Wars Grand Champions final. But the big story is Chaos 2, the reigning champ, who still cannot be defeated. I'm Joni. Be here next time when we find out who will join these two in the finals of Robot Wars Grand Champions.